My preaching for today is actually very simple. There's nothing new that I'll preach today, but this would be a trumpet call for all of us to really rise and build. In short, each one of us needs to take part in what God is doing in the nations. Okay? Hindi ko sinabi donations, in the nations. All right? But really, when we started this church, when we got this building, it's almost the same as our movement in the year 2000. We don't have any money. We had 2 million in the bank to build a 300 million peso building. When we were here and we got to see the cost of building this one, this is quite small, no, yung ginastos natin compared to buildings that are being built, because we do this on a long-term rent lang naman tayo dito. No? But really, to have a facility like this, it's no joke as well. And we knew that as our people, I saw the demographic of our church dito sa Green Hills, karamihan dyan, 70%, 80% singles. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, pag may asawa ka dito, matanda ka na. Right? So, nung sabi na, kaya natin to. You know, let's believe God for 30 million pesos for our church. We've saved up a little already, so we needed a few more millions to raise this facility that we have here. And really, I was one of the surprised people. Kasi akala ko, ayan na, darating na yung mga milyon. Di ba? But it did not. Actually, it did not come. We thought there would be just 5, 10 people who would say, Pastor, kami nang bahala sa tig 1 milyon. You know, and what's funny was, and pwede ko na sabihin to, no, almost magwa 1 year na tayo dito. There was one guy who gave 1 million in our church. And he's not a member of our church. Galing pa sa labas. In short, we had people who really partnered together. 10,000, 5,000, pag may pera, pasok pera. It was the small amounts that was able to build this church. That's why we want to be good stewards of this church. Ayaw kung may nasisira dito. Gusto namin, pinagplaplanuhan lahat. Lahat ng bumbilya, alam ko, pinaghirapan ng mga singles yan. Okay, yung majority of the people who gave here are really people who gave sacrificially. And we've seen how, siguro pag tinignan mo yung Excel file natin, ang dami nagbigay ng 1,000 to 5,000 pesos. But they would give when there's money. And nobody actually gave millions. It was surprisingly, no? But it was everybody chipping in to make this happen. And after almost a year of raising, we've actually completed our building fund already, no? So palakpakan naman natin each and everyone who gave. Alright. Now, yung mga nag-pledge na magbigay, pwede pa rin ho kayong magbigay, but it won't go here anymore. We'll now course it through our facility doon sa Every Nation, sa Fort, no? Yung tinatayo po natin, yung nakita yung building dyan, just bago tayo mag-word, no, para maintindihan nyo lang, hindi po church yun. Right? They're not adding more seats in our Victory Fort. It's going to be a facility because we've outgrown the place. Dahil lahat po ng pastor, lahat ng missionaries, doon po nagte-train everyday. So yung fort, isang floor lang po yung Victory Fort. Tapos pag Sunday, gamit lang nila yung main hall. And that won't change. They're adding a new building, not for the local church of the fort, but for the whole Victory movement. In short, lahat po ng mga magiging pastor sa Bacolod, sa Cagayan de Oro, sa General Santos, lahat po dyan din yung training. Lahat ng papadala natin sa Afghanistan, everybody would go there. Up until now, I still have trainings. May once a month training po kami na whole day training for the pastors. Monthly nangyari yan to upgrade us. And all of our classes are held there at the fort. In short, sila Jason, sila Pastor Tito, lahat yan, we all go there. I'm there once a week for our national meetings, no? So in short, we've maxed out the place. Wala na pong mapaglalagyan. That's why we're building this now for what's ahead. What's up ahead, no? When I would join some of our meetings, ako yung isa sa ako ata pinakabata, no, sa meeting doon. So ako yung nasa kids table, di ba? Pag nagmi-meeting, meron ako laging naririnig na sinasabi, lalo na ni Pastor Steve at Pastor Joey. They would always say, let's not build for the 80,000 we have now. Let's build for the 500,000 to the million people we don't have yet. I think it's having that vision. Thank you, Jay. Okay, it's having that vision and really futuristic thinking of where do we want this to go, right? And let's not build. Diba? Ang ano naman, pag kunyari nag-build tayo ng 400 seating dito, tapos pag-build natin, pag-launch natin, punong-punulan lahat, right? When we launched this, when we had 700 seating, sabi ko, gawin natin 700 seating to. Hindi pwedeng 500. May mga iba nagsabing mga architect, mas maganda pag 500. Hindi ko kailangan ng 500, kailangan ko 700. Kung 500, puno na ulit to. Ba't pa ako nagtayo? Diba? There's no room for growth. In short, we need to think more long-term when it comes to really planting churches and building more. If there's a call for churches to build buildings, we'll do that. Later, I'll give more reports about that. No, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. But last week, we talked about in Nehemiah 2, when Nehemiah got a burden for his nation, was he prayed, and at the same time, he had a course of action. Nagplano. Planning is spiritual. Right? And this is something that we want to destroy in the minds of Christians today. That planning is not spiritual. Planning is so spiritual. In short, when you plan, you ask for the mind of Christ to be with you. Okay? Every time I make a plan, I say, God, give me the mind of Christ as I make the plans. In short, Lord, I don't want to plan this without the power of the Holy Spirit. I cannot do this alone. And when Nehemiah had that burden or divine agenda, it's like this. God gave us the inner fire, without which would be nothing. I hope you have that kind of inner fire in you, whether it's building your own personal life or building the vision that God has for the church. And when I say church, I'm not talking about church building, but church, we are the church. People, okay? Church is not a building. Church are made up of people. So tayo lahat yon. You've got to have a fire, an inner fire, without which would be nothing. Because if you wake up every day without any inner fire in you to do what really matters, what are you living for? Right? And it's so sad because you ask so many people, what is your passion and what is something that God has called you to do, and they're clueless. In short, there's no fire in them anymore to even do things that would make a difference in the world. Our singles just had our event called Start Something. They invited author Yeng Rimulya, who authored Productive Pinoy. No? And we invited 3 of our church members to speak in that event. We had si Susan De La Cruz, who's the owner of Bethany Dream Cakes, one of the malaking business pagdating sa wedding cakes. No? We had Maricar Reyes, okay, who is a model, an actress, and actress. Okay, yun, tama, Maricar, okay? And then we had, of course, Mike Ehan Santos, okay, who is the founder of MyLifeOnBoard.net. Okay? Ang ganda lang ng kwento nila because the gist of what Yeng was talking about during the event was that as Filipinos, a lot of times, we experience hardships in life, and what do we say? Titiisin natin to. Kaya na, resilience, tawag doon, di ba? Kahit anong dumating bagyo, di ba? Nakatayo lang din ako. But really, we've got to change that mindset and start to think, now when the storms come, what do I do? It's not just always being resilient, but do I have a course of action? What do I need to do? What do I need to start? Or should I start doing something to make things happen? And it's funny because all of them, they have different stories, but they all have the same line. Susan wanted to do something about her life, and so she said she loves, ano ba tawag doon? Tinkering on stuff. Mahilig siyang gumalaw ng mga gamit, mahilig siya sa arts. So sabi niya, nag-start nga kaya ng cake business. Alam mo paano siya nag-start? Nag-start siya. Simple, no? Si Maricar, sabi niya, parang gusto kong mag-artista. Ever since, gusto kong mag-artista. So, alam niyo paano siya nag-start? Nag-audition siya. Si Mike, sabi niya, wala na akong magawa sa buhay ko. Okay. Hindi kayo mag-start ng vlog. Diba? Tapos kwento niya sa mga kaibigan niya, actually from church ba yung mga kaibigan mo? Sabi niya, mga bro, okay, ewan ko kung sa Victory Group niya, may idea ako, start ako ng vlog, doon about board sports, sikat ko ang board sports sa Pilipinas. What do you think about it? Pinagtawanan siya ng Victory Group niya. Grabe ang Victory Group mo, ha? Okay. Yeah? People laughed at his idea, but now he's the #1 blog site when it comes to board sports. How did he started it. He started it. In short, most of us here, what we really need to do is to start doing it. Okay? I wrote my first book, it was 3 years ago, I think. Pag hindi nyo po makita kung nasaan yung libro, sold out. Okay. Tinapon ko na. Okay. Hindi, e-book siya. So, nung sinulat ko, naghahanap ako ng paano ba ako magsusulat? Di ba, paano ko ba gagawin to? Biglang merong link. Nakakuha ako ng email, ng blog. Sabi, you want to start writing a book? Hear this interview from best-selling author, Seth Godin. Sabi ko, wow, sige nga. Nung pinanood ko yung YouTube, tinanong siya, Seth, what is the secret for starting a book? Sabi niya, if you want to start a book, you've got to start writing. Tapos yung interview. Sabi ko, start writing. That's very profound. Okay? And I really started writing. In short, you want to do something, you've got to start doing it. You want nation transformation to happen, you've got to do something about it. Sobrang simple. Nehemiah did that. When he wanted God to move in his nation, he started doing something about it. He prayed, he planned, and now he has this course of action, and he started doing it. Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 17. Okay, the background was the walls were broken, it was in ruins, and now Nehemiah was coming back to his country, and he knew there was hope. And somebody is rising up and taking charge. Verse 17, sabi niya, then I said to them, pagdating niya sa bansa niya, you see the trouble we are in. Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. Actually, the ruins, yung kinikwento dito ni Nehemiah, has been ruined for the past 140 years. Sipin mo, 140 years, sira na yun. 2 generations. Nobody fixed the wall. And he's saying, in effect, that is long enough. Can we do something about this one? Sira na yung walls natin. God is a disgrace to the nation. We're saying we are God's people, and look at our walls. It's destroyed. Parang Pilipinas, no? We're the only Christian nation in Asia. Yeah? And we see how sin abounds in our country. Somebody has to stand up and say, that is long enough. We've got to do something about this. It is disgraceful that nothing has been done until now. Let's begin to act. Okay? In short, wag tayong victim mentality. Okay? Marami sa atin victim mentality. Okay? Yan yung gustong-gusto natin. Yan yung mga pelikulang nagiging box office. Biktima siya. Di ba? Nilait-lait siya. Pinagsasampal-sampal. Di ba? Ginulpe, lahat. Ginawa na lahat sa kanya. Tapos in the end, namatay siya. Ang ganda ng movie. Okay. Gustong-gusto natin yung ganon. Okay, victim mentality. We can no longer be victims. Okay? The question is, are you a victim or a victor? For some, actually, yung marami sa atin, no, lalo na pagka maraming may ganon na talagang yung buhay napakahirap. Pastor, biktima po ako. Bakit kailan po nangyari to? 10 years ago, pero hanggang ngayon, grabe yung effect sa akin. Oy, hindi ka na victim, ha? Volunteer ka na dyan. Sobra na, ha? Move on, okay? Ayoko na mag-asawa. Bakit? Naloko ako nung first boyfriend ko nung grade 3 ako. Uy, ayos. Okay. Ibig sabihin, pwede ka maging biktima all you want. But you'll stay there. Nothing will happen. You'll not be able to start doing something and rise up and build if that's your mentality always. Biktima ako eh. I'm a victim of my circumstances. Di ba? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Hindi ko na alam. Okay. In short, I have a choice, and Nehemiah made a choice. 140 years. We're no longer victims. We're volunteers. We're saying, this is who we are. Let's do something about this and not be victims, but actually be victors in God. Dapat magkaroon tayo ng godly discontent. Alam niyo ibig sabihin ng godly discontent, holy discontent? Pag may nakita ka, yung parang, ayaw ko na mangyari to. In short, what you tolerate, you cannot change. Pag tinotolerate mo yan, walang mangyari sa atin. Right? Pag tinotolerate natin kung ano man nangyari sa labas ng church, you tolerate corruption, you can never change it. You don't want to fight. It means it will happen. Okay. The saddest thing is when people, righteous people, do nothing and be silent and let other people rule. What you tolerate, you cannot change. Alam mo, this is so simple and powerful. Ganon. Pati sa anak natin, ganon yan. What you tolerate, you cannot change. In short, kunyari, example. Okay. Church or restaurant, public place, yung anak mo, takbo ng takbo. Nanggugulo. Tapos, public place. Pag yan, hindi mo pinahinto at pinapatakbo-takbo mo yan, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, tuloy-tuloy lang yan, tinotolerate mo, huwag kang magulat. Pag 15, 16 years old yan, bastos yan. Bata pa lang, tinolerate mo na eh. Hindi mo pwede sabihin sa kanya pag 18 years old, ikaw, tanda-tanda mo na, hindi ka pa rin nagbabago. You tolerated it. You understand? What you tolerate, you cannot change. Okay? Pag tinotolerate natin, kunyari, example, pelikula. Tinotolerate natin yung kabastusan sa pelikula. Okay lang yan. 50 Shades of Grey, example. Para sikat naman. Up to date. Alright? Di ba? 50 Shades of Grey. You know that novel, right? They call it mommy porn. Okay? But they're targeting teenagers. Okay? It's an erotic novel. Okay? With a lot of sexual dysfunctions inside. You would hear Christians Facebook it. Oh, I'm excited to read 50 Shades of Grey. Di ba? And people actually read it and give... I tried searching and looking for book reviews. And some people actually find something they could learn from 50 Shades of Grey. And it's like, wow. And now we celebrate it. Bakit? We're a free country, we're liberal. Pero wag kang magtataka pag yung anak mo next time, nakabuntis, o yung anak mo, ba't naging ganon, you tolerated it. Right? What you tolerate, you cannot change. Nehemiah had that spirit. I cannot tolerate this anymore. It's 140 years. Nobody's doing something. You know how long it took to rebuild the wall? You know how long? 52 days. Tapos. In 52 days, it's done. But it took 140 years for somebody to rise up and do something about it. Sad, no? Ito si Mayor at saka si Vice. Okay. Ewan ko, nakwento ko ata last week. Sabi niya, nakakatakot. We're prospering now. But look at our students. They don't have a concept of God. That's why I want pastors and even the Catholics to teach values to the students. Why? She knows. This is dangerous. If you tolerate it, it will not change. What she's saying is this. Government can do something but not everything. Pagdating sa moralidad, it's not the government's job to do it. And the problem is we're delegating it to the government. What the government is saying, partner with us. And the church is saying, hindi, busy kami dito eh. Kakanta pa kami ng hallelujah kumbaya dito eh. Di ba? It's time to rise up and build. Because if we don't build this, I'm telling you, delikado talaga. You'll see this nation. We'll have some of the most talented, the best crooked thieves in the world. Will produce some of the best. Why? Because technology has advanced. The internet has made the playing field level. Everybody has the same access to information. In short, yung pinag-aaralan nila sa US, kaya natin pag-aralan for free. But if our character is not ready, it's going to be very, very dangerous. Okay yan, si Mayor, mahal niya si God. Pero it's not enough for the government to do it. We've got to do something about it. It's okay, our president is saying, daang matuwid. Pero pag tayo, wala tayong ginawa. sinong kukuha ng role na yon? Somebody else will take that role. Sabi ko, the local church is the hope of the world. This has been my defining moment. That was 5 years ago. Reading the book Courageous Leadership by Bill Hybels. Nung nakita ko yun, sabi ko, tumatak sa akin, the local church is the hope of the world. Why? The government has its own message, but only the local church has a message that could actually bring genuine transformation. It's only the gospel that can change the world. In short, the local church is the hope of the world. So, what do we do about this? Knowing that the local church is the hope of the world. Nehemiah 2 verse 18. Sabi ni Nehemiah, nung nandun siya, I also told them about the gracious hand of my God upon me. And what the king had said to me, they replied, let us start rebuilding. So they began this good work. Nehemiah inspired the people by pointing them back to God's activity, power, and grace. Sabi ni Nehemiah, grabe to. Favor to. Nung pinaalam ko to sa hari, umokay siya. Nagpadala yung hardware sa atin. Meron akong bahay pang titirhan dito. Lahat ng kailangan natin, binigay na sa atin. What are we waiting for? Let's do something about this. In short, I'm telling you, okay, as a church, okay, atin lang, wag nyo na sabihin sa labas, we already have all the tools needed for nation transformation. Wala na akong hingin pang iba. Kailangan ko na lang volunteers. What we need are people who would really say, okay, let me do something about this. Right? Ang sarap, no, pag lahat tayo will have the same spirit. Yes, come on. Let's partner. Let's do this. Right? And that's my prayer. Everybody would get this. But naturally, not everybody would get this. Some of us, you'll just go, later, I'll explain. Okay? But what Nehemiah was saying is, grabe yung grace ni God sa akin. Kaya natin to. Dahil may grace ni God dito. Sobrang bait ni Lord sa atin. Okay? Remember His grace, His power, and His sovereignty. When it comes to nation building, you want transformation to happen, babalik mo ulit. Ano bang kakaya ni Lord? Ano ba yung lakas ni Lord? We can do this because of God. In Psalms 33, verse 6 to 11, okay, it says, by the word of the Lord were the heavens made, their starry host by the breath of His mouth. He gathers the waters of the sea into jars. He puts the deep into storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the people of the world revere Him. For He spoke and it came to be. He commanded and it stood firm. The Lord foils the plans of the nation. He thwarts the purposes of the peoples. But the plans of the Lord stand firm forever. The purposes of His heart through all generations. Okay? Pakisabi, firm. Sabi the Lord, but the plans of the Lord stands firm forever. Pero may natuto ako sa English this week lang. Mali pala yung firm. Sabihin mo, firm. Yung firm, matigas. Yung firm, matigas na matigas. Okay? Okay, pang Pinoy yun. Firm. Okay? Okay. Kung confirm, oo. Pag confirm, okay, pupunta talaga ako. Okay, parang gano'n yan. Okay? Ngayon nyo lang nalaman yan, no? Okay. Galing UP yan. Okay. Yung information. Okay. Sabi, yung plano na raw ni Lord sa atin would stand firm. Okay. Forever. Okay. Hindi mo mababago to. If God wants to do something about the Philippines, it would stand. Now, you don't want to take part in it, it's okay. You will fall. Somebody else will take the place. You know, prayer ko talaga, it would happen in my generation. Bata pa lang ako, nasa simbahan na ako. Tagal ko na naririnig, gagawa si Lord ng paraan for nation transformation. Prayer ko palagi, Lord, sana umabot sa generation ko. I want to see change happen. 30, 40 years from now. Yung sinasabi sa HSBC by 2050, will be number 16. Ilang taon na kayo noon? 2050. Grabe, no? Yung count ko ngayon, 60 plus na ako. Yeah. Makikita ko pa rin. In short, this could happen. But what I want to happen is by 2050, we won't be a materialistic nation. We would be a nation who would know how to handle wealth. And if I don't do my part, we don't do our part as a church, what we'll see is something very, very dangerous. Nagets nyo? Okay? I've been to some of the Asian countries that are really, really progressive. Pero grabe. walang gusto mag-church, trabaho, 7 days a week, gabi, sugal. Ibig sabihin, they work just to gamble. They work for materialism because there's no God. It's dangerous. Why? Because the church is not doing its part. But if the church does its part, the Bible says the plan of the Lord stands firm forever. The book of Nehemiah, if you study it, it's not really about you. It's not really about us. But it's about God and His sovereign plan for rebuilding the nation of Israel. In short, if the church would start to rebuild the Philippines, okay, tayo, if we start to rebuild the Philippines, it's not about us. It's really about the sovereign plan of God for the nation of the Philippines. Ito sabi ni Chief Justice Sereno sa interview sa kanya. And this is the heart of what I'm saying. He says, this is neither the work of man nor of any political bloc. This is not a product of lobbying from business or economic interests, but by God who knows all the plan of our nation. Wala po akong hinihingi sa inyo na hindi ko gagampanan. Ako po ay mamumuno sa hudikatura ayon sa kalooban ng Diyos. Ipagdasal niyo po ang taong bayan. What he was saying is this. This is not the work of man. This is the work of God. She is humbly proclaiming, this is not about me. This is about the sovereign hand of God. That's why I'm even here for the next 18 years. Dapat ganito yung spirit natin. Pag magbago to, alam natin kanino natin babalik yung glory. Babalik mo yung glory kay God. Kasi hindi to tungkol sa atin. It's just God willing to partner with us. Yung sabi nga ni Charles, di ba? Willing ba tayo to partner with God for nation transformation? Now, there are 3 kinds of people when it comes to nation transformation. Number 1, yung tinatawag nating spectator. Sa Tagalog, Uzi. Okay? Uzi Zero. Okay? Yan yung mga Uzi Zero. Those are the spectators. They just look. They just watch. Grabe galing ayos yan. Ganun lang. Nanonood lang yan. Walang ginagawa yan kundi manood. Okay? And during Nehemiah's time when they were rebuilding the walls, there were a lot of spectators. Okay? Yung isa sa kanila were the group of the men of Tekoa. Okay? They were nobles, but they refused to do the dirty job and they just watch. In Nehemiah 3 verse 5, it says the next section was repaired by the men of Tekoa, but their nobles would not put their shoulders to the work under their supervisors. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Nung nakita ng mga nobles how dirty the work was, what they actually said was, ew. Yun yung ibig sabihin nito. Parang, ang dumi naman yan. I don't want to get dirty. So dirty, it's so maputik. Okay, parang ganun yung dating. I'll just eat bulalo. Okay, parang ganun yung dating. No? Parang, wow, ayos kayo. Okay? This is a picture of our city taken by our congressman. Okay? When they were cleaning the streets, yung mga naka-orange, mga paid, paid people. Look at all the men in the back. Makita ba? Look at all the men in the background. Able, willing, muscle men in the background. This is their street. This is their backyard. Who's cleaning? Okay. Why? Because they're the nobles of San Juan. Okay. Ay, dumi niyan. Ibahay nyo yan Linisin nyo yan. But nobody was doing it. So sobrang kasar niya, pinicture niya, tweet niya. Sabi, walang tumutulong sa gobyerno. It's just us doing the work. It's sad. Actually, very sad to see. Okay? You know anong mas nakakalungkot? Pag yung church hindi nagvo-volunteer. If the church is not doing its work. Okay? That's why, ako, for 4 years, I've been saying this. I don't want you to come here with the consumer mindset. Hindi po to department store. Hindi to store sa mall. Church to. Pag ako nagsasalita minsan diretso, okay lang yun, tanggapin nyo. Church to Okay? Hindi to para kilitiin ko kayo. Di ba? Kinikiliti ko kayo, no? Pero mamaya, may ganon, di ba? Ibig sabihin, okay lang yun, church to Ibig sabihin, sometimes I might say something that might hurt your ego, or hurt your heart, or hurt your pride. It's okay, take it. The same way you give me feedback in Facebook, Sometimes you tweet it for all the world to see. It's okay. I take it. Why? It's church. This is church. In short, we must learn how to take part in this. Hindi tayo pwede laging masaya-masaya, besa-beso. Tatrabaho din tayo. Di ba? And the work is not done by pastors alone. It's done by people who are in the church. Okay ba? You love me? Okay, I love you. Okay. Saan na tayo? In God's divine agenda, there's no place for a spectator. Next is yung tinatawag nating agitator. Or sa Tagalog, mga kontrabida. Okay. Yan ang favorite kontrabida ko. Okay. Si Belia Flores. Panood niyo yung YouTube niya. Ang galing. Tinuruan kanya paano maging kontrabida. So kung may kaaway ako, ginagaya ko lang. Ganun. No? So ang ganda ng video niya. Pero hindi yung message. Yung message is this. Once you start building something, you'll have agitators. You'll have mga kontrabida. Yung mga laging kukunin yung pangarap mo at saka yung pangarap ni Lord sa'yo. Yan yung mga ang calling nila sa buhay is manira ng calling sa buhay. Ha? May kakilala kayong ganon? Huwag niyo nataas kamay niyo, alam ko meron. Okay? Para sa mga new generation, tawag niyo dyan, haters. Yeah. Nag-gets niyo yung iba? Hater. Okay. Bakit may haters pa kayo? Ganun na kayo kasikat. May haters na kayo. Okay. If you have haters, or kung may kontrabida sa buhay mo, it's actually a sign you're hitting something in the hearts of the people. When Nehemiah wanted to build, ito sabi nila, verse 19. But when, wala na doon. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, di ko alam ba't yun yung pangalan niyo, Sanballat. Okay? Saan kaya yung balat niya? Okay. But when Sanballat, Tobiah the Ammonite official, and Geshem the Arab heard about it, that they were rebuilding the wall, they mocked and ridiculed us. What is this you're doing? They asked. Are you rebelling against the king? You're doing something good, something that actually really matters. And all can they say is, ba't nyo ginagawa yan? Woo! Walang mangyari dyan. Maubusan kayo ng funds. Huwag nyo nang tuluyan. Right? You know, it came to a point, Sanballat, when they were building it, and they were effective in building it, gusto makipag-meeting kay Nehemiah. Sabi niya, kape naman tayo. Alam mo, ano sabi ni Nehemiah? Busy ako. Dapat ganon. Ganon tayo when it comes to nation transformation. People will tell you, nako, kayo mga Christian, yung mga idealism nyo. Corruption-free, ganyan-ganyan. Ano ba yan? Tama ba yan? Yeah. Kape tayo, sabihin ko sa iyo yung totoong nangyari. Busy ako eh. In short, we already know what's happening. That's why we're rising up and building something. Right? That's why we're making disciples. Because that's the only way to go. That's why we have victory groups. When we have victory groups, hindi po yan yung grupo na hindi yan yung, ano ba tawag doon? Hindi siya care group. Okay? Marami sa atin gusto nating care group eh. Okay naman, nagki-care naman sila, di ba Mike? Pinagtawanan ka nga. Di ba? Hindi. Di ba? Part siya ng may caring sa grupo. Pero yung goal ng discipleship, hindi para mag-group hug kayo. Yung goal ng discipleship is for you to go out and make disciples. In short, hindi ka binibaby sa discipleship. And people who are willing to be discipled are saying, I want to take part in what God is doing in our nation. Right? And so, once you start having that, magkakaroon ka ng mga kontrabida sa buhay. Next is what we call the participators. This is everybody else. Okay? May nanonood, may nag-o-oppose sa agenda ni Lord for the nation, at yung iba naman nagpa-participate. Question, how do we participate? Number one is to start where you are. It's so simple. You start where you are. Nehemiah started where he was. He was an OFW. He started there. He asked for help from the king. Start where you are. Minsan kasi feeling natin pag nation transformation, ako, kailangan ko ba maging politician para to effect change? You don't need to. Right? Actually, kung gusto mo mag-politician, mag-artista ka muna. Hindi, okay. Hindi. In short, you start where you are. Yeah? Ngayon pa lang, are you doing something? Kasi kung wala kang ginagawa ngayon, huwag ka na maging politiko. wala ka rin gagawin pag nandoon ka na. Kasi ngayon pa lang, wala ka nang ginagawa eh. Oh, gusto ko. Tanong, start where you are. Active ka ba sa simbahan? Are you active in making disciples? Kasi pag wala kang ginagawa, kung di maupo sa simbahan, wala kang gagawin. Hindi ka talaga mag-a-action. You have to start where you are. I think it's very simple. Yeah? I think I grew up this way. Our parents and our grandparents have taught us this. You start where you are. Gusto mong kumita? Start where you are. Anong pwede mong gawin? Magkano puhunan mo? Start where you are. It's the same way with nation transformation. Start where you are. Saan ka nilagay ni Lord? Doon ka magsimula. Okay? Di ba sa Marikina, meron tinatawag, tapat ko, linis ko. Start where you are. Huwag mo muna linisin yung nasa San Juan. Linisin mo muna yung sa Marikina, taga Marikina ka eh. Right? So simple. Sa pag-ibig, bahay ko, gagawin ko. Di ba? Tama. Si Pastor Joey, plema ko, lulunukin ko. Okay. Ibig sabihin, start where you are. Ang lalim, no? Okay. Huwag kang dudura. Lunukin mo habang walang basura. Di ba? Iikot lang yan. Okay. It's evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Okay? Homeschool na homeschool yung dating, no? Okay? Okay. Here's what I always tell people who are asking for help when it comes to work. I always tell them, do you add value where you are? You go to work, do you add value? Does your boss find value in hiring you? How do you respond when things don't go your way? Ikaw ba yung magre-rebelde ka na lang sa workplace dahil things don't go your way? Or you do something about it? Do you really love your work? If you don't love it, can you love it? Or if you really can't, can you find another job that would add value to the organization? Minsan sobrang simple eh. Yeah? If you know you're adding value, it means you're putting value in our nation. Start where you are. Gospel. We talk about the gospel every week. Start where you are. Gospel begins at home. What do you teach at home? What do you exemplify at home? Morality or gospel? Sin or gospel? Pag sa bahay pa lang, di ba, marami ka ng, kunya, gospel begins at home. May pirated DVD ka. Daming tinamaan, no? Okay. Yeah. Gospel begins at home. In short, kaya ko ba ito pagyabang kay Aliana? Aliana, look, daddy bought pirated. Oh. Nakamura tayo. Okay? Or, I need to hide it because I don't want her to see it. You get the point? Okay? Gospel begins at home. Nagmumura ka ba sa bahay? Yeah. Di ba yung may nambuli, yung si Carabuena? Nambuli? Anong ginawa ng mga tao? Pumunta sa internet, pinagmumura siya. Ganun din yun eh. Binubuli nyo rin siya eh. Karapat na namin, bulihin siya. Yun din yung line niya eh. In short, you're doing the same thing. It doesn't really help. You did not add any value to whatever you're fighting for. To stop bullying because you're bullying also. It's crazy, right? That's why I say gospel begins at home. What do you exemplify? Morality? Kung morality lang yung in-exemplify mo, magsa-cyberbullying ka rin. Kasi mali siya, tama tayo eh. Or do you exemplify the gospel at home? It starts where you are. It doesn't start outside, it starts here. Change begins at home. Starts with me. This cannot be forced, coerced. It also comes from within. Kaya ako, kunyari, may bobot next year. Election na. Ano una mong titingnan? Tingnan mo, kamusta pamilya niyan? Kasi pag yan, hindi niya ma-manage yung misis niya, ma-manage niya tayo. Di ba? Simple lang naman eh. Tama. Okay. Ngayon ka lang humirit ha. Okay. Papagod na ako. Okay. Okay. In short, campaign manager ko. Anyway, in short, start where you are. Di ba? You've got to learn. You've got to be, you've got to be conscious na ako mismo, mag-start muna sa akin. Kung sa bahay ko magulo, paano ko to export sa labas? Pastor, pag ako, pag magulo marriage ko, for the longest time, kahit anong gawin namin, walang nangyari, di na lang ako magpapastor. I lost the right. Right? In short, may delikadesa, bababa ako. Bakit? Hindi ko kaya eh. Because it should start where you are. Change starts where you are. Okay? So, how do you participate? Start where you are. Okay. Kamusta? Kamusta business mo? Nagre-resibo ka ba? Start where you are. Okay. Do you file your taxes? Start where you are. Okay. Dami pa, no? Umiihi ka ba sa kalsada? Okay. Umiihi ka sa bahay. Start where you are. Okay. Okay. Next, you work together. Pag makita mo sa Nehemiah chapter 3, okay, yung buong chapter 3 was very simple. Nehemiah made a strategy. Kayo mga left side sa tribo ng ganyan, dito kayo sa Pearly Gate. Kayo sa South Gate, kayo sa North Gate, kayo sa East Gate, kayo sa Southeast Gate, kayo sa ganitong gate, kayo sa Dung Gate. Okay? May Dung Gate, no, sa Nehemiah. Doon tumatayo yung mga kabayo at kalabaw. So, pinaayos din niya yun. Walang pinili. In short, lahat tayo, trabaho, go. Hindi mo pwede sabihin, no, we're the rich kids. Don't bring us to the Dung Gate. Okay? Walang ganon. Assign lang. Ibig sabihin, lahat sila nagtrabaho. They work together. Okay? The priests work alongside goldsmiths and perfumers, civic leaders, laborers next to each other, next to the farmers, city folk with the country folk, men, women working together. That kind of diversity is what makes the church strong today. God's church works when every part, every member is working. And they work together. Okay? Over and over, we read the phrase, and next to him, and next to him, and next to him. Ibig sabihin, lahat sila nagtatrabaho. As each of these families or groups work on their part of the wall, they would look to the right and to their left and be profoundly aware that their labor was just a small part of the greater work and purpose. We need the same reminder dito sa church. Everybody, do your part. We're building something together. It's not just about me, my life, my family. We're blessed. Huwag kang kuha ng kuha. Let's rise and build together. It's about us and what God is doing in all of us together. And that gives greater meaning to the labor we're engaged in. Our little part matters to the whole. Nehemiah's planning, executing, sobrang perfect. Each group assigned in one of the gates. Okay? Wala tong pinipili. Dapat ganito rin tayo dito. Walang pilian. Everybody, let's do our part. Di ba? Pag tingnan mo yung mundo, sabihin ko sa inyo, sino yung kaaway dito? Actually, yung unang kaaway tayo, no? Yung apathy natin as a church. If we don't do our part. Pero yung pangalawang kaaway, or hindi kaaway, parallel. The world has a lot of causes out there. Right? And they would invest millions in that cause. The laws that are being lobbied, you think barya-barya yun? It's not. It's people working together for a cause. Right? All the bills that are being passed, whether it's the milk, the RH, or whatever, wala akong opinion doon. Sinasabi ko lang, those people are investing millions, or even billions of pesos to make it pass. Hindi biro sa kanila yon. Gatas, hindi biro sa kanila yon. For them, pera to. We need to spread this. This is advocacy. This is something or whatever they're thinking. In short, kung sila ganun mag-isip, nakita niyo yung mga run natin? Lahat ng run na na-organize, Save the Dolphins. Hindi ko alam kung may dolphin pa ba sa Metro Manila, pero they would invest millions on dolphins. And they would really create an event that is so excellent to make it happen. Pero pagdating sa church, pwede na yan. Okay na yan. Yeah? In short, sa labas, ang dami nating, they work together, but do we work together here? Right? It's each person doing its work. You know, it's amazing what God is doing, right, in our church. Let me give you some examples. So this is Victory, Quezon City. For the longest time, yung Victory Quezon City natin, nagre-rent sa UP, saan ba to? Sa Toyota at saka sa UP Theater. May dalawa silang nire-rent. Okay? We've been reaching UP students for the longest time already. Just this year, after so many years, we now have our own building in Quezon City. Right? And they're now averaging, they peak around 3,500 people attending church. Sipin mo yon, sa Quezon City may 3,000 nagwo-worship every weekend. Okay? And it's because they work together. Anong karamihan dito? Estudyante. Tulong-tulong yan, mga estudyante, to make sure it happened. They're rising in their building because they know the local church is the hope of the world. Okay, next one. This is Pioneer. Naka-visit na ba kayo sa Pioneer? Okay. Ganda, no? Okay. Balik ulit kayo dito, ha? Alam ko maganda yon. Okay. They just built 1,000, I think, 600, okay, times 2, size of this one. Okay. They built this. When they built it, I think 2 of their services are, again, full pack already. So, nag-build sila, may 800 sila dati. Punong-puno na tayo. Wala na, hindi nakakasya. Sige, binigay ng mall yung isa pang part. Go, pag-build, boom, puno ulit. That's how God is moving in our churches. In short, a lot of people are getting saved and are getting discipled. And this is what's happening just down the street, okay, in EDSA. Right? Yung Victory Ortigas natin, for the longest time, we've been, sino taga Victory Ortigas natin dito? Alright? Grabe, di ba? Sikip na. Diba? Paano mag-worship doon? Pero bago na. Next year, bago na yan. Okay? Yung pinagpe-pray nating bowling alley, binigay na ngayon sa Victory yon. Lahat yon magiging kids church. So magbo-bowling lang yung mga anak nyo doon. Okay. Naayos nila, no? And then they're making it, I think, 900 to 1,000 seating capacity yung Ortigas. Grabe, di ba? What God is doing. This one, sa probinsya, this is Victory Lipa. One of our biggest provincial churches. They're running 2,000 already, just like us. Okay? Ganon sila kalaki. Alright? And they built this building for such a... Ang liit lang nung ni-raise nilang funds kasi mas mura sa Lipa. Okay? And they're able to build a building like this that's state-of-the-art and people are coming in droves. As in, businessmen are coming. People who don't know Christ are coming. Students coming in. Right? And that's our Victory Lipa. And kanina sa video, pinakita natin, no, yung Every Nation Fort building natin. We're doing phase 2 now. In short, what we're doing here is not for us. Everything we're doing here is to help each other. And inside story, okay? Huwag nyo na pagkalat ulit. Well, sa podcast, kakalat din to. Okay? You know, when we build churches kasi, here's how we build it, no? It's like Nehemiah, working together. Hindi to, Green Hills lang to, pera namin. Ne? Tulungan to. When we built this, some of the pastors approach us and say, pwede ba kami magbigay? Sure. Di ba? Hindi ko alam, babalikan nila ako o nagbigay kami. Now that they're building, we're also giving. In short, this is not, Victory has always been one church in many congregations. Ibig sabihin, isang simbahan tayo. Kaya nga yung series natin, parehas, lahat. All the churches in Metro Manila, preaching the same text. Why? Because we're one church in many congregations. This is how we want to build it. Walang superstar dito. We want to build this with everybody getting involved. Yeah. You know, we're one of those churches that are blessed with this facility here. And we're blessed because now we're experiencing surplus and we're giving it to other churches. Sabi ko sa finance natin, every time may surplus tayo, wag mo na lagay sa account natin, bigay mo na. Bigay mo na. In short, let this not be just us building our own empire here. Let's go and help others. Okay? And I hope this is the same spirit each and everyone here would get. Okay? Itong Every Nation phase 2 natin, we'll have banquets by, I think, end of the year or next year. We'll invite those people who are willing to take part in this. Okay? In short, next time, okay, because we just finished our building, okay, so mga next year, we'll present this to you, what yung plano natin for this one, no? And this one is really exciting for the whole movement, okay? Almost every month, there are people from the States coming here, just observing what's happening in Victory. In short, they're seeing the move of God here in the Philippines. Okay? May dalawang magazines ngayon, tayo yung feature, no? Yung Victory yung feature on what God is doing in the churches in the Philippines. In short, may ginagawa si Lord sa atin. Kaya nga dapat humble tayo eh. Dapat feet natin firmly planted on the ground and on the gospel. Kundi lalaki ulo mo dito. Why? Because God is doing something amazing. And every time, I'm so excited. Pag alam ko, grabe, I'm part of this spiritual family. I know we're getting bigger, but I know every time we get big, it represents lives of people that are being changed. And so, let me end, no? Here's my point, no? With God's grace, we cannot afford not to rise and build. There's just no way we can sit down and do nothing. If we understand the gospel and we are changed by the grace of God, I cannot afford not to rise and build on what God is doing in our nation. So I want you to pray about this. Okay? I want you to pray, I'm not just talking about let's give, okay? But actually start where you are. Here. What do I have to do to not just sit here and listen to the messages, but take an active part in advancing the kingdom of God wherever He has placed me? Lord, let me start where I am today, because with God's grace, I cannot afford not to rise and build. Let's all pray.